I'm Jeff, the junk seller, and this presentation is going to be about the Goodwill per pound store, commonly referred to as the bins. I had to go to Oklahoma City on the 20th of November 2024. I was going to meet with a friend to see if I couldn't buy his photo and token collection. He had a small assortment of some really good material, but I was going up there to Oklahoma City, and I got there early in the morning, and he was going to be off of work until 1 or 1:30, and so I intended on going to the Goodwill bins. At one point, this is down on Reno between Western and Pennsylvania. If you happen to be from there, and there was a point in time when I earned a living off of going to this Goodwill per pound store. If I had $40 on my in to my name and I had bills to pay, I'd go and shop my way out of a economic crisis. But I went there. I only spent I'm going to say I was only there for maybe 30 minutes or so, and I walk through and I'm looking at stuff, and I'm not finding anything to buy, but I see the top to a Coleman lantern. I decide to get that just for a part, and then I find the rest of the lantern. The lantern had some issues, needed some repair work done to it, but it looked like it had barely been used. It was from 1984. And then there was a Scooby Doo um, mystery machine child's luggage, and I picked that up so that I had something to put my stuff in. And I got a colander with a wooden pestle, and and then I saw a toolbox. It was a proto toolbox, probably from the 1950s, 1960s. I took everything up to the counter to pay, and I asked the girl there if I was going to have to pay per pound on the toolbox, or whether I was going to get an item price. And she said that I could get an item price. She gave it to me for $4. I think by the time it was all done on that run, I had about $12 in. And I came back in, and I got a cake pan. I got a bunch of Legos. Um, I got a few records, and I got something else. Oh, I got a pitcher, a ceramic pitcher. Now I don't know whether it was chipped there or whether I chipped it later, but I ended up throwing that away. I didn't even photograph it for this presentation, but everything that you see here, I had $16 in, and I set up at Canton, and I didn't know this stuff but a whole barely a week. And I had sold the Coleman lantern to a friend of mine for $10. He was buying them to repair them. He'd probably get $20 out of that lantern. But it had parts on it. It had good pump, never been used. It was some good stuff. And then I sold one record for $8. And I sold the Scooby Doo luggage for $50, believe it or not. That piece of luggage was made in 1999. It was made for children, and it actually sells for $100 online. But the one that I have has a small split in it, and just wouldn't bring that kind of price. I offered it for $50, and a girl, she was, I think she's probably in her 30s. She came along. She fell in love with it. She told me that she would probably be back by, but they were going to go shopping. She didn't want to, they had just started, and she didn't want to burden herself with it. And she said, if it's here when we come back, I'll buy it. And sure enough, she came back and I quoted her $50, and she just handed me $50, and she was so stoked about it. I think that was her early Christmas present. But, that not long after that, I think I was only at that store for maybe 40 minutes. I made two passes past the register. They only rotated a few bins while I was there. I really didn't want to spend the day there, and my buddy sent me a message saying that he was leaving work and headed home. So I left at that point. But this is what I did, in just those few moments. that $16 that I spent, the proto toolbox, I have that. I've offered that at $75, and I've had plenty of people tell me that that's really where that should sell. It's a really decent toolbox, got the tray and everything. But that Goodwill per pound store, I can't avoid them. When I have a chance, when I'm there, when I'm if there's one in the neighborhood, I'll always try to drop in and check them out. It's just there's often some good money to be made there. But if you've enjoyed this presentation, please give it a like. If you check out some of my other material and enjoy that as well, please subscribe. But thank you for viewing.